Crystal Palace versus Brighton at Selhurst Park. A rivalry where neutral fans and fans around the world have no idea what this rivalry is all about, but to us Brighton and Palace fans, we know what it's about and we know what's up at stake here. And to those fans who don't know what happened last time we played Crystal Palace, I mean, I think it's only acceptable to have a little bit of a recap. Take a look at this. I think we all know this one was going to pop up. Beating Crystal Palace at our own backyard with 10 men and 3-0 up at half time. I think that makes the highlights.
No, it's not.
Oh. In it goes.
But just imagine this would just be the dream scenario. Just imagine going 1-0 up at home, getting a player sent off for a headbutt on a Crystal Palace player. Then a minute later, that substitute comes on and with his first touch, scores in the back of the net from the current corner. And then we go with Andone, runs the length of the pitch and scores on his own. And goes 3-0 up at half time. I mean, well, it would never be us, would it? But that game had everything. It had penalties, it had red cards, it had a headbutt, it had a proper solo goal, it had some brilliant goals, and a player came on and scored straight away. The game had it all, and it was probably one of the best games I've ever been to, and hopefully at Selhurst Park it'll probably be the best away game I go to. Hopefully that is the case. Will it be though, with our current form? Probably not. With this preview, I am going to be mentioning stuff about Palace and Brighton, and I'm going to give Palace the benefit of the doubt, but they have actually been on cracking form recently. But if I have to be realistic, Palace are on some cracking form right now, and it's definitely not going to be an easy game to go over there and to produce a masterclass performance and get the 3 points against them. It doesn't work like that. However, it's a rivalry, and the form goes out the window in this sense, and it's all to play for. Now, if you talk about Crystal Palace's home form, they're currently 19th. However, if you talk about Brighton's away form, we're 17th with 8 points. So it doesn't really even out, does it? Just a stat I love here is that Crystal Palace's away form, they're 6th in the table. Still couldn't beat us with 10 men. Now, if you look at Crystal Palace's previous results, they've beaten Burnley 3-1 away. They've lost to Man United at home 3-1. They've beaten Leicester 4-1. Obviously, they're through in the FA Cup, so they're pretty much, in our sense, in the FA Cup too. They've drawn against West Ham 1-1. They've beat Fulham 2-0 at home. They've drawn against Southampton away, and they've actually gone on a pretty decent run of form, if I've got to say so myself. And it's not being a bad fan saying that and giving Palace a bit of positivity in that sense, but I mean, you've got to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they have actually done quite well recently. Well, that's just a fact. You've got to admit that, and I don't think any Brighton fan would take that away from them, but I feel like you've got to give them a little bit of credit in that sense. And you know what? For us, it's definitely going to be a difficult game with our away form and our away record. It's not going to be brilliant, but hopefully this time round we do put in a lot of fight. And I'm not saying we didn't put in a lot of fight in last time, but I feel like this time we need to put a lot of fight in, and I feel like the structure and the defensive ability definitely needs to be there in this sense, because Palace have got one of the best, I think, clean sheet records in the league this year. So it's definitely not going to be an easy game, but we can definitely break him down as we showed at the Amex this season. We beat Huddersfield last Saturday 1-0, and it was definitely not the best performance out there, but we got the job done, and Andone shithoused the 1-0 victory for us. Good header, good cross from Knockout, and hopefully we see the same next Saturday. Before that, we did not win a league game in 2019, and now it's March, and we finally got that win. Only took 2 whole months, lads. Away goals is something we're starting to do now, and hopefully that can be produced against Palace at Selhurst Park on the Saturday. And just want to add now, I am going to be going to this game, so I have got my ticket. It's actually just over there somewhere. I mean, I say over there, there's a lot of tickets on that wall. Last season I did not have enough points to go to the fixture, however this season I do have enough points to go, and that obviously I am going. If I've got the points, I'm obviously going to go. I'd only change one thing from the lineup which was played against Huddersfield, and that is bringing Andone in for Murray. I don't think Murray really cutted it for us against Huddersfield, and to be fair, if you can't really do it against Huddersfield at home, what are your chances against Crystal Palace away? That's what I've just got to see. That I think he could be a good impact sub, to be honest, especially if we need to route to something about a bit more of a long ball and a bit more of a direct opportunity, and that's especially later in the game. I think that Murray could be the one to bring off the bench, and something like against West Brom when we needed that extra man up top, and that's something he did bring and got the 2 goals for us and scored with his cock. But for me, I think Andone should start. You saw how he tore their defensive part of the Amex with that one solo run. I could not believe, honestly, that was probably one of the best goals and one of the most celebrated goals I've ever scored being a Brighton fan. But for me, the only change I would bring in is Andone for Murray, and I think I'll keep Jahan back. I thought he had a cracking game. Knockout, you saw the assist. He's starting to become the player he was in the Championship, and he's starting to adapt that in his Premier League performances right now. Basuma, Proper and Stevens, I would stick as my midfield trio. I don't think Gross will be fit enough to play for against Crystal Palace, but our back 4 should stay the same with Montoya, Dunk, Duffy and obviously Bernardo. But this is all about bragging rights. We've had the opportunity to do that for the past few months, and now it's back again for the opportunity to try and do it for the second time and do the double over them this season. The last 2 times have been some high scoring games with obviously 3-1, we've had 3-2 Palace. Unfortunately we lost out last season in the away performance, and it was a 0-0 last season at the Amex. So hopefully this time round we can have the joy of celebrating at Selhurst Park, and what an away day it will be if that does happen. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop likes, follow my social medias, check out my merch, that would mean a lot to me. I'll see you guys in another video, and I'll see you guys at Selhurst Park for this massive derby game against Crystal Palace. For all you neutral fans who don't get it, you'll see how much it means to us on Saturday. Watch out for the vlog, I'll be vlogging it. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye guys.